For some here, life will be short, perhaps only 5 years. For a few, it will also be painful.
Chúng tôi thấy là nó đã tác hại đến đời cháu. Vì thế cho nên là không ai biết được là nó sẽ tác hại đến đời nào thì mới chấm dứt.
The U.S. District Court in Brooklyn, New York, is worlds away from the rice paddies and jungles of Vietnam. But this is where the Vietnamese are waging their legal battle against the American chemical companies. Dean Kokoris heads the legal team that will allege violations of international law and war crimes.
If you're really interested in curtailing the use of chemical weapons and biological weapons in warfare, one of the most effective ways of doing it is making the companies that manufacture these things, the chemical weapons, financially responsible, because that will remove the incentive to even make the stuff and to sell it.
Since the United States lifted the trade embargo on Vietnam 10 years ago, American companies have set up offices in Ho Chi Minh City. Among them, 2 of the 20 chemical companies being sued, Dow and Monsanto. The companies declined invitation for an interview about the legal action. A statement from Dow said,
"We believe that it is the role of the U.S. government and the government of Vietnam to resolve any issues related to wartime activities. The U.S. government compelled production of Agent Orange under the Defense Production Act and controlled how it was produced and used."
Monsanto said,
U.S. government contractors are protected from liability under U.S. law, and civil claims were addressed in 1984. The government of Vietnam resolved its claims as part of the treaties that ended the war.
Since we're alleging violations of the laws of war or war crimes, it's not a defense to an allegation of war crimes that your government told you to do it. We know that from the Nuremberg trials.
what kind of compensation are you looking for the victims in Vietnam of Agent Orange?
Chúng tôi nghĩ rằng là cái đền bù đó phải hết sức lớn, bởi vì nó liên quan đến sức khỏe con người, đến sinh mạng con người, đến quyền sống của con người. Mà cái quyền sống là cái quyền đầu tiên của con người ghi ở trong cái tuyên ngôn nhân quyền của nước Mỹ.
We're also seeking money for the cleanup of these what they call hotspots, places in Vietnam where the herbicides have still found to be contaminating the soil and the groundwater.
Whether Nguyen and his family will ever see any money is doubtful. It will be at least 6 months before the court case goes to the next stage and could take years to obtain a result.
Em thì nói chung là tương lai thì mình thì nghĩ là con cái như này, cuộc sống như thế thì mình nghĩ chẳng có cái gì.
For justice, they must pay, because they know when they produce, even with the order of the government, but they know from 49 to 50 years.
So you think that they knew what dioxin could do to human beings?
They knew.
The Vietnamese countryside is green once more, vegetation grafted over the scars left by Agent Orange. It's the human misery that is harder to camouflage, and the fear that damaged genes will be impossible to heal.
That documentary by the ABC's Anne-Maria Nicholson in Vietnam.
When Hemispheres returns, we take you to North Korea for an update on life inside the most secretive nation on earth.
34 years after Agent Orange was used in Vietnam, a federal judge has thrown out a lawsuit accusing U.S. chemical companies of war crimes. The suit, filed on behalf of 4 million Vietnamese citizens, said the defoliant caused birth defects, miscarriages, and cancer. In dismissing the suit, the judge said it had no basis under domestic or international law. Chemical companies had argued they should not be punished for following what they believed to be legal orders from the government.